Hey guys, and welcome back to Truth Bombs and Hot Flushes, where midlife gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Today, we're talking with the beautiful Miss Mbaya. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you.
We're talking on depression, pressure, and the power of healing. Mental health, guys, in women, especially mothers and wives, is often swept under the rug. But today, we're holding space with Miss Mbaya, a powerhouse of a woman who's walked through the fire of depression and burnout and has found her way right back to her beautiful self. Welcome, Cindy. We are so honored to have you here on our podcast today.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. I'm Cindy, mother of two, and happy to discuss all of this with you.
Yes,
let's have some truth bombs.
I think let's just get right stuck into it. I think we go way back, so I think I know a lot about your postpartum and what you've been through. I think that today we're just going to get more in depth with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel what women miss, we miss certain signals that we're going down that route.
Yes.
So for you, can you take us back to that moment when it clicked?
It clicked.
Like that for me personally was that numbing feeling. So when was it for you? What was the build up to it?
Friends, for me, it was the birth of my second son. My first pregnancies are wonderful. It's beautiful. You've got a powerhouse of people around you giving you lots of support and love. And then having Ethan, Ethan and Ariel 17 months apart. So
wow.
Yeah, fell pregnant with him. Realized I was only pregnant with him when he was already 3 months, the 3 months pregnancy. And then having two, the overwhelmingness of it, and then everybody leaving you to do your thing now because you're a mother of two, you've got this. I think that feeling just hit me, just as a wave, like there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
And it really hit me in the worst place possible, Gateway, Woolworths. Not the place to realize that you're highly depressed.
That's it.
But I was with my husband and the kids, and it was just that feeling of, I am exhausted. I threw my hands up and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm exhausted. I think I love this child. I think I love being a mother, but there's something wrong. Yeah.
And you just felt that imbalance hit immediately. And I know you did tell me that John picked it up immediately, which I feel is so amazing because a lot of men don't know what to expect. And in all honesty, they wouldn't understand because we just pick up and we get going. That even when postpartum hits, you don't know it's hit. You don't know that depletion has hit so badly. There's no fuel in there anymore.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think also because you lead up to it, you have those outbursts at home. But also, I think as women, when we're out in public, I think that's what hit my husband. Being out in public and seeing that utter defeat in me in public, because you hold it all together when you're outside. Inside, you can throw the tantrums or whatever. But him seeing me do that in public in Gateway was, I think, that moment he realized something's wrong here. Yeah. We've got to do something about it.
That's like a massive trigger has just hit, and like, how do we go about this now?
Yes.
How do I kind of comfort my wife? What do I do? I think for men, it's like, what's actually going on?
Yes.
She had it all together. It's your second child. Like, what is actually going on?
And I also think we don't want to accept that it's postnatal or postpartum depression because we want to have it all together.
Yes.
We didn't want to have that name attached to us that, she's going through it. Because it's always is it not just the blues?
It's the baby blues.
Yes.
The baby blues. That's so commonly used because you don't want to have the stigma of, it's postpartum.
Yes.
Attached to you because you know what? I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I got this. I cannot admit to say, I don't have it together.
Absolutely. And I also think that depression is often linked to what is it that she doesn't have? I mean, she's got everything.
Yeah.
She's got a husband, she's got two beautiful kids, she's got a job, she's coming out,
ticking all the boxes.
All the boxes.
Yeah.
Like, remember, you go in, you have a baby, you say at least have 10 toes be healthy.
Yes.
You should be celebrating that. So
Yeah.
the question is now, you're going through depression. What could possibly be your reason that you have that?
And I think from the outside looking in, because it's so difficult to explain that to anyone, because they're looking at you like, but Cindy, you're sitting quite comfortable. You're sitting in the comfort of a beautiful home. You have a supportive husband. You have 2 beautiful kids. What should you be depressed about? And no one goes further or deeper, and then you sit stuck with this. Like, how do I even speak up?
Correct.
Because they're not going to see what I'm actually feeling.
And when I think about it now, I think also in my point, I was thinking to myself, when I had Ariel, I literally came out of hospital and I was driving the next day and I was working through. I didn't actually even take maternity leave because I was so empowered, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And then
yes,
Ethan, I had booked maternity leave. I went on maternity leave. I was coming out of maternity leave. So you're also asking yourself, come on, girl.
Yes.
You had time to be with your children. You had time. Why would you possibly be depressed right now? How could you have postpartum now when you should have had it with Ariel when you went go, 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 go? But yeah.
And you would think, like, you know, second time around, because for myself as well, it was the second time around where postpartum hit and out of the blue.
Yes.
But you think, you know what, it's the second time around, I got this. I mean, I've done this before. It's, you know, as much as it's a lot more, but I've done it, I've got it. So when it just kind of hits you out of nowhere, you're like, this cannot be me. This cannot be me. So in that moment, when you had that, I'm throwing in the towel, hands on your head, and I'm done. I think I love my kids, but I just can't do this anymore. I don't know what to feel. What was the next step? How did it then progress?
So we immediately left the mall.
Of course.
John's like, going home now. John is a very calming force. It's you know, when he realizes that we've gotten to the wall, he's a kind of, let's have a conversation about it, let's talk about it, let's understand. And I think that's when you have that total meltdown, that cry, that ugly crying moment.
Yeah, and you need that moment. Yeah.
Moment where you spend yourself, but then you also have that, I need to pick myself up.
Yeah.
I have to do what I need to do, because you're presented with the fact that you have these 2 beautiful children
that need you.
That need me. Then you realize that you have your husband, he's there, he can only support you in the way that he knows how to.
Mm-hmm.
But we must also be honest, is that they are men, they're not women.
Yes.
They have limitations in understanding how our body functions.
Yes, 100%.
So you go through that few weeks of, I don't want to go anywhere, I don't want to dress up, I don't want to wash my hair, I'm going to eat everything that comes in sight.
It's comfort.
You know, it's comfort.
Yeah.
You start eating double toasted bread with extra butter and jam, and then we went through I got introduced to having a little bit of an antidepressant to sleep.
That's what I want you to get to, is so what did you get into? Because I know John's a doctor, so I'm sure there's a whole cabinet full of
no, actually no, he's not a pharmaceutical doctor. I always say to him, I wish I had the good stuff because I'm married to you, but no. So we went through the antidepressant route to try and also, you know, get the good feelings, hormones back. Being a runner before, an exercising person, I also do a lot of research, trying to get back into who I was. I put on all the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I think for my first pregnancy, I put on 27 kgs, dropped it a little bit, was going to gym, and then pregnant again.
And you being a tiny person all the time, I've known you for so long, so I know that it does take you back a bit,
So we put on a lot of the weight, didn't like ourselves, and then also realized that the job was affecting me because I wanted to be a mom, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I needed to pull myself towards myself. So staying on the antidepressant for a little while, because, you know, it's not a stigma to actually have it.
Yes.
You need it. Realizing
whatever helps.
My diet.
Get you back on track. Yeah.
And then getting back involved with my kids' life, really. And then you make that decision. You know what? If the job is too much for me, and that's, I think, also having my husband saying, it's time. It's time. and making that change got me back to, in that portion, I would say, I have different waves or different episodes of depression, so we're doing the first and earliest.
Yes.
That phase got me through getting back to myself, getting back my weight in the way I could, finding a purpose for myself, and then deciding to be a mom to my kids again.
And that must have been, I think that's a moment, also a liberating moment in a
Yes.
sense, because it's like I'm finding me.
I had
I'm
to
finding
find
me. You had to dig really deep,
Yes.
go through all of this. And it's something that's, you can't flip a switch.
Yes.
You really can't flip a switch. I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I go to my bouts of depression, but I switch back on. You've
No.
got to face it head on.
You have to understand and accept
yes.
that it's something,
And then only you can heal.
Yes, and having a quiet moment. So with Ariel, I was fine. I breastfed until he was 9 months old.
Okay.
With Ethan, I think he was 4.5, and I had to go into for an emergency op. Gave me that quiet space, that also forcing him off the breast. Daddy's child now.
Yeah.
And giving me those, I think it was a night or so in hospital where you're now out of that space of being mom. Have time to think. Hey, there's nothing like the quiet to make
Yes.
you realize, what are you doing, girl?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's, when you say quiet, I think for me as well personally, it was you need to get into your head, so to speak,
Yes.
in a good way.
Yes.
You need to, well, me it was actually incorporating prayer, journaling. Journaling was when you put pen to paper, and then you also realize, because when you go through these things, right, what's our first reaction? Okay, you've got the doctor there. For me, I'm like, go on to Google, Dr. Google, and Dr. Google gives you a list of ailments that you, basically it already diagnoses you. You probably have like a few days to live,
Yes.
And then your head goes from 0 to 100 in a split second, and then it just,
you've got all the
depression,
symptoms.
anxiety,
You've got all the symptoms. You've got all the
just,
systems. You've got all the symptoms. You've done everything. You are the worst case working thing. But I must also say that I want to give credit to other moms around me.
Mm-hmm.
I will always say I survived motherhood because of the mothers that I had around
Absolutely.
me. You, one of them, other women
Yes,
in our
yes.
circle, having that connection with them, knowing that they were going through the same thing, having that cold cup of tea sitting there and talking to them, where they said, no, it's okay, I also had that night. I also felt that way.
And then you feel
That-
like, oh,
That was empowering, that was freeing, that was like taking me away from the stigma of it, knowing that there were other women in the same bond with me, two peas in a pod.
yeah.
We were going to do this together. Call me, having play dates. Oh my goodness.
Play dates. Play dates more like adult.
It was actually.
Let's call it. Yeah,
Wait,
let's just call it
yes.
as it is. Call a spade a spade.
A spade, it was-
We just use our kids as an excuse,
It
but
was an excuse to get the kids together.
We call
so
it a
that
mental health day. Or mental health time.
so I could check in with
AKA
adults.
play date.
Yes, those play dates,
Yeah.
those baby classes saved me.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you surrounded yourself with like-minded people who were going through the same thing, and we pulled ourselves together.
But how did it also, that's what I'm curious about, because to hear it from someone else's perspective as well, like when you actually bring yourself out and go, to people in your community or people in your family or your in-laws, or, Cindy's had a bit of a breakdown. She's had postpartum depression. Mental health is a huge thing, right? But how did you feel like letting people in? And because you're going to get a lot of slack, right? You're going to get a lot of comfort. You're going to get a lot of love from your village and your circle, but you're going to get a lot of slack as well. I know there's so many judgmental people out there would probably be like, and I know this out of experience, because it's like, oh gosh, she's just get over herself. She's had a baby.
Yeah.
Like, get over yourself. We all have had babies, and how did you face that, or were you exposed to that? with anyone in?
No, so I think
Lovely.
I literally surrounded myself with people that were in the same situation that I am.
Yes.
I like what I think the doctor said at our launch, is that you go into like a winter phase, and you hibernate, and you bring those that are closer to you, and you draw from them. And I think that's what I did. I don't even think I had a conversation with my family to say I'm in depression or anything like that. No, I had those people, my church, that you mentioned prayer.
Yes.
I also have to give credence to the fact that my church, my pastor wouldn't even know that he's talking to a depressed mom, but the wisdom he would speak about, finding your purpose. It's very important that, yes, you can have the pill, you need the pill, you need some medicine thing, but you have to ask yourself, for how long am I going to go on this? How long am I going to use it? And I don't like to say it's a crutch, it's such a horrible word. I need this, but for how long am I going to do it? Am I going to be the person that's going to be the lifelong person that needs this prescription, or I need it for a time? But when you surround yourself with people that are going to give you that love, when you have wisdom from a pastor or a friend or a therapist, that's what actually gets you out of yourself, pulls you out of yourself to say, be objective. And to this day, my pastors always have the same message. When you're going through something in your life, find something to do for someone else. Find someone else to help. Find a purpose in that. And while you're doing that, while you're helping someone else, suddenly your problem becomes smaller.
Yes. And
your community helps you to do that. And that's what we did. We had a community of other moms, other play dates, other birthday parties. I mean, sometimes, we went for 2 birthday parties a day. Remember that?
Yes, those days. Oh, yes.
2 parties, 2
it's actually therapy sessions, by the way.
Therapy
sessions. Kids are playing, they're sorted, have cake, and mums are
and we got the dips because we wanted to go there.
Exactly.
Those were our therapy sessions, just to connect to these women and say, how was it last night? And go through the phases of it's teething again, and it's the rashes again, and knowing that we were not the only one. And I'm grateful that we had kids in this sort of generation where women can actually say, yes, it wasn't the Miss Poppins or whatever, Mary Poppins, like, I'm all fine. No.
Because but the sad thing is, there are still a lot of women that are dealing with this.
Yes.
And they are in the Mary Poppins mode, where I cannot show what I'm feeling inside. And you slowly diminish,
Yes.
And this platform is for that. I feel women need to see us, real women who have been through all of this, and we're sitting here talking about it, and it's okay. And I think it's also unfair for me to say this, because we were thankful enough to have a good village and a good community surround us with the positivity, and that, no, you're not losing your mind, you're okay, your hormones just need to settle, you've just had kids and what have you, but there's a lot of women that don't have that, so I can also see it from that end, that it's like, how can I speak up when all that I'm surrounded with is judgmental people that will look at it from such a different perspective and not draw positivity, towards me, but the latter.
That's why I think that this podcast is so important. It is to speak for the voiceless. It's for someone to go out while they're listening to it to say, hey, I remember that, or I actually am doing that right now, or feeling that right now. And my advice to that is that, firstly, you have to literally take yourself in front of a mirror and remind your face what you're feeling inside, because that face is the mask. Take out the mask and look at yourself wholly and say, do I recognize who I am? And then find that person. There is that person. There is that one person that you will find that is willing to have that cup of coffee or that cup of tea and say, tell me. And be honest. Because that's the other thing that we do as women. You ask, how? I'm fine. No, you're not fine.
That's it.
And I know you're not fine. But I can't help you
if you
don't allow me into that thing. And I'm not, my thing is that, Shant, we can have gone through the same journey, second pregnancy or whatever, but your experience of postpartum is completely different to my experience.
Of course, yes.
So if I'm speaking to somebody, my thing is that I can't say I know your story. I did not
Because each
go.
story is different. That's
Yes.
it.
So I think people shut down if you say, I know what you're going through. No, you don't.
Because that's it. To approach that, it's like it's such a delicate
Yes.
subject, and it's like you really want to offer help or offer advice from a mom perspective.
Yes.
But because it's such a delicate situation, you don't know how to approach it because you don't want to offend.
Yes.
You know, you want to actually say, I'm here for you.
Yes.
But they need to know and understand and also feel like I can.
Yes.
You know, and not feel the pressure of, I need to just offload all of you because I feel like you might not understand, though you might think you do understand.
Yes.
So, yeah. And also going back to, you said you went on to antidepressants, right? So I know there's a vast array of antidepressants, sleeping pills. There's a lot.
You're going to ask me the name now. I know you can ask me the name. I'm trying to remember.
Actually, I wasn't. But you'd rather try and remember that name quickly. But no, so for me, I went the complete alternative route. So
Really?
Alternative meds.
Okay.
So, well, you've met Dr. Catherine
Yes.
at our launch.
Yes.
Yeah, I call her our personal shaman. But and that's how I opened myself up to homeopathy, even with the family now, the kids and what have you. So yeah, it's a bit weird sitting here with the doctor's wife talking about natural meds, but yeah. So I basically went on natural, homeopathic meds. And in conjunction with going to see a psychologist and speaking about, what's going on. Because I really thought I was having like a mental breakdown. It went to an extent of, is there like a tumor?
Oh, wow.
Then from there it went to, oh my God, something's wrong with my body, definitely. And with my past, with my mum having cancer and stuff, then you think, shoot. So it escalated from, no, I think it's this, no, it's that. Doing all the tests, everything's coming out fine, and then you're like, no, it's definitely mentally, I'm losing it. It's maybe early onset of dementia. What's going on? And I think the scary part of that, like it freaked me out so badly that it shot my anxiety to the roof. I never knew of anxiety. I mean, we can't have fun. It's like, exactly, like who's afraid of this or that or. But then when I went deeper into it, and of course you speak to a psychologist as well, you're speaking your feelings, right? Because you're in a space where you're totally not judged. And though my husband was amazing, I mean, I tell him a bit, I think too much actually sometimes, but I still felt like I needed it, and I chose a female psychologist. I felt like I just needed a mutual stance on this. I don't want to be comforted. I just want real, Mm-hmm. And I think for me it was go with homeopathic meds, psychologist, journaling, and it wasn't a flip of the switch healing. No. Prayer, God. It was like me rediscovering myself again, and most importantly, shooting up iron levels. Balancing hormones, and then you realize, oh gosh, okay, I'm lacking vitamin B12, I'm lacking iron. When your iron has dropped, it goes straight through, shoots your anxiety over the roof. But we didn't know this.
Yes.
That's
what I think. I think we can become a bit better prepared for our bodies if we understand that. And now, I mean, as much as I'm married to a doctor who's in the medicine side, after all my research now, I believe in natural healing. Okay. I believe in homeopathic treatments. I believe that having too much of the medicine side can actually disrupt your gut and make it worse for you. I believe in all of those things. So I would go now more the natural route if I could now. If I have, and that's what I choose these days. Back then, well, 2 children at the age of, you're just getting your quick solution.
Exactly.
But it's important. It's also important that if we could tell young mothers now, or women that are pregnant or planning to be pregnant, how we can actually, I wouldn't say fix it. I don't know how you get depression or how it comes into your
But
body.
at least tell them to prepare as well for it. Because you don't see it coming.
Yes.
That's the thing. And
Yes.
then when it comes like a huge storm,
Yes.
and then you completely lost as to what to do.
What to do. I feel like one of the great tools I find now that helps you is journaling. People underestimate journaling, and I'm not meaning sitting there writing a whole thesis. No.
Yes.
Even if you took your phone and you gave a 5-minute thing of how I felt today, and you kept a diary in that way, you can actually track when you start to feel that something's going off here. Suddenly there's a shift in my, I'm happy today, I just didn't get out of bed. And if you start seeing that. So those are a couple of the tools that I think young, all women, everybody of all age. If you want to know how you're feeling or what's your triggering moments, whatever, start journaling.
That's it, because I think when you keep track of it, for me, I kept track of it, and then I would go back and I'm like, no, actually, you see, tick, 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 you're okay. You're actually okay.
Yes.
But if you have that little bout of, I'm not feeling so but also you've got to recognize that we also can't go.
Yes.
And not everything is depression.
Correct.
Because maybe you really are burned out. You've had a long week juggling kids and work and a family and households and everything. So you actually just maybe need to lie in bed for a few extra hours.
Yes.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
It's really okay to say, I'm a little bit, deflated, and I just need a bit more fuel put in me. And in our case, well, Chantal will agree to this, Nairobian and vitamin B12. I can't express that. I just go on about this. But for me, it's my boost, And now I recognize the signs when I'm like, okay, you're over pushing yourself. It's time to take a step back and have a breather, because there are days where you feel like, okay, is the anxiety coming back a little bit? Or what's going on, And then you got to just gather yourself and remind yourself. For you, how is it? Do you have days like that?
Oh yes, no. Now of late, I think we coined our generation, as much as we've got a lot of empowerment. So we coined the phrase, I am so busy.
Yes.
Like I need to. I'm busy. Yeah. I'm busy. And I had to sort of say, why? Why am I busy? I think I think as you get older, you start saying, actually, the more you say no to certain things, you bring yourself towards yourself and say, if I feel like I need a day, I take a day. Now I take it. Yeah. Back then, no, it wasn't allowed. And not anyone else didn't allow. I didn't allow myself.
That's it. Yeah.
It wasn't a judgment from anybody. It was me saying, no, you needed to do this and you needed to do that. So
I think you've got to put in, when you start putting in boundaries and limitations for your own peace, it's so massive.
It's empowering.
Of course. And I think also, okay, you're a boy mum, I'm a boy mum. I speak to my boys about this. I don't know, how have you been? Have you chatted to them about this? Even, well, we know John's extremely supportive, right? But have you spoken to, and your boys are a bit older, about mental health, even with them, because the stresses of school and exams and the pressures of just being a teenager in this day and age, mental health is actually real with kids as well. So
absolutely. And I mean, I think I remember having this conversation with my oldest as there's a transition from being a tween to a teen to, I had to tell him sometimes you might feel trapped in your own body. Your body's escalating to the point when you look in the mirror, you think you're a man. But those are the days you might feel like I'm just my mom's baby. So it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to also feel this sudden bout, as men getting testosterone going through, the sudden bounce of anger. But it's how you deal with it. If you act on the anger, then you're going to bash somebody, and then that's not nice. But you have to find ways to cope. And exercise in a young boy is important. Sports is important. Having that sort of interaction, but knowing your boundaries, knowing what's going to trigger you. So I've taught my boys, even between each other. I mean, you've got 3 boys. There's an alpha, that's your oldest. And the rest need to understand that he is the alpha.
Yeah.
He is the alpha.
Yeah.
But then there's also your husband, who's the major alpha.
Alpha.
You know?
Yeah.
So what is your role? What is your purpose? Your younger brother's always going to challenge you.
Oh,
It's
yes.
the way it is. It's always
Yes.
been. But he needs to know, and you need to know when you need to put him in his place respectfully.
Of course.
Because you are going to be the alpha, always the alpha.
Yes.
He has to respect your role in it. But then again, also, I'm your mom and I'll smack you into it.
Now that's the part that I like. Yes.
I will
Exactly.
smack you into it back too.
Oh no. You know, you said about the guy, not the guys, the boys,
Boys.
exercising.
Yes.
I think it's so important with exercise with us females or just
Yeah.
adults in general with depression
Yes.
or anxiety.
Absolutely.
Exercise, take that all out, and running or walking, it's like it clears your head. Fresh oxygen, grounding yourself, it's just, it's
We
a
don't-
major difference.
We kind of sometimes think that exercise is like a chore, number one, or when you have your little babies, you think going away for half an hour to the gym is like depriving your children.
Mhm.
I do not believe in that.
No.
I think it's the better version of who you are.
Oh, 100%.
You come back.
100%.
Again, I want to also I've got an amazing pastor here.
Yeah.
He's also one of
I
those
wanna
people.
be his
I have an amazing
pastor.
pastor. He used to say to the guys, trust me, if
Yeah.
your wife wants to go to the spa, send her.
Oh, we
Book
love him
her.
already. We
Because
love
the
him already.
person that comes back,
It's
are,
just,
she's going to love you for it. And there that you get your wisdom from these things, and those are the things I don't take for granted any longer. If I need to go and have my toes done, I don't feel guilty
Oh,
about it
for
anymore.
sure.
Women need to get to that point where you book the manicure and you stick to it. You book the hair appointment and you stick to it.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter unless somebody died, and that must be somebody really close. But if it's really, even if that person died, you're going to come to it with an amazing hairdo. Why not keep the appointment?
Exactly.
Um,
It's your time.
It's your time.
It's literally an hour out of your day.
Yeah, and I mean, we
So-
both share the same hair salon.
yes,
It's like sitting in the therapy chair because Sham's going to listen to us,
Oh my gosh, I keep telling her that when I come to her, I think she needs like a bottle of wine
She needs
after
a therapy
us.
session.
She needs a therapy session after us. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you keep that appointment, come hell or high water. You cross over the N3, even if it's like trucks are burning, you're going to get in.
Yes.
Because it's for you,
Yeah.
and it makes you a better person. So exercising,
For sure.
finding that little quiet space,
Mhm.
and knowing that you bring so much to the table,
Yeah.
you should be able to have something for yourself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and not feel bad in the least.
Yes. Why do we feel so
Feel
guilty?
That we should not. Absolutely.
Yes.
So, looking back at the hardest season of your life, if you had to just sit and take a look at it, and if you could go back to that person as this person, what would you say to Cindy?
Funny that you asked that question.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, I'm actually coming from my hardest season in my entire life.
Wow.
My hardest season as a human being. The last 7 months have been very difficult.
Mhm.
I lost faith in humanity in the last 7 months. Actually, before that, obviously, I thought I'd gone to the worst part of depression when I lost my brother-in-law.
Yes. I actually want to.
That
touch
was
on that.
2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
When
I know
some,
that was not
that was
a nice
difficult.
time, yeah.
That was. I don't think we've recovered from losing somebody like that. But
Yeah.
just when I thought this year, I got to October, November this year, and I thought I'm finally over that sadness.
Yes.
That waking up thinking this was all a bad
Just a
dream.
dream.
Other things started to unfold, and I'm in February this year. Yeah, very
It's okay, you
difficult
take
to
your
say.
time, it's fine.
But yeah, no. So I worked at my company now for 10 years.
Okay. Wow.
In April was going to be my 10-year anniversary. I thought I was
Awesome.
amazing, wonderful. Coming to 2025, we had
Yes.
so much of changes, and then I got smacked from the highest level because I had an anonymous complaint against me. Yeah, I was told in a meeting that you're being accused of bullying and being a toxic person and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, me?
I can't even associate those words with you.
No,
I've known you for years.
No,
Oh my gosh.
I literally went, me? You sure you're talking to me? And yeah, so I was like, no, then I need proof of such. You know, when you have a corporate environment, you kind of go, maybe I am that person. Maybe I did do something. Maybe I did do something like that. So I said, I need proof of this. I need proof that I actually did the things that you're putting in email format, in words. Because when it was spoken, I actually thought, no, this person made a mistake. Like, surely, when she puts it in an email format, it's not going to be as bad.
Yeah.
And it was just as bad on email. And we're like, oh my God, guys. Going on 46 years old, I never thought that I would be accused of this.
And I'm sure that just took your mental state into
I
a whole
literally
world.
had a panic attack. So don't talk to me about postpartum.
Because this is on another level.
I had a panic attack because I work with medical professionals I work with young, vibrant people. And I was like, imagine if they found out that I am a bully. Am I a bully? Did I do something? Did I say something?
And you start questioning yourself.
Yes. And I went through this whole process, and it took long. It was an investigation. We had to get people in. It took away 7 months of my life. I lost humanity. While there were so many amazing things happening, it was
but you needed to still hold yourself together
I
because
held
of
myself.
all these amazing things that were happening and not fall apart.
Yeah, I went into winter really in my life because I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to see clients. John would say to me sometimes, "You just need to get out."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you go through. I would sit there and then realize that it's Thursday and I haven't ran or whatever. But then I found out at the end of the day that no, it wasn't. It was just a bunch of people who didn't have the guts to have a conversation with me, and that's what's now leading me to my next journey, that I felt actually they couldn't have a conversation. They couldn't say that one day back in 20-something, you sent me an email and I was hurt by it, and they kept it in their hearts. And I was like,
no.
So that's what it came down to.
But see how important it is to actually speak up.
That's what I mean.
Speak up, and then things are just made so much simpler.
I was like, you know what, guys, I have friends in my life where I've shouted at them for days, and then the next day we got back and like, Shanta, we good? You know, I had a moment there, right? Are we good? Yes, we're good. Moving on. And I expected the same from a company where you work for 10 years. Then, so now I'm healing.
It was a learning
curve.
Absolutely.
I went to a psychologist, had a chat to a psychologist. Didn't even go to a psychologist when I had postpartum, hey?
But this required one.
And I have a friend, a very dear friend, that I can say that I hold a very high. Somebody that I can call and say, just hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. And
there's no
give me, give me back. And that's what I like about this friendship, is that if I speak to this person, she will tell you the absolute truth. Yeah. You might not want to hear it at that point in time. You know, when you have that one friend that you speak to, you go back learning so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for the people, the sisterhood that came around me and said, no, man, I would have told you.
Yes.
But now I'm picking myself from myself.
Of course. And,
yes, that's
seamless,
I went through the whole weight loss thingy and like, now I'd go to that place. I can't wait to face them and say, sorry, dude.
And I think you've got to go through these bumps.
Yes.
You have to, because that's what builds you. Because if life was just perfect and all, sunshine, roses, you won't grow, you won't build yourself up.
Yes.
As in you, me, your, inner being. So we have to go to these, and unfortunately we've got to go through lows in order to get to highs.
Well, no, it did. I mean, the high came, and I literally said to you when you phoned me that Friday, I don't even think you remember, I'm like, this could have come at a best time. Because that's the week I decided to pick myself up from the floor and get out and do what I needed to do. And there's the call from Shan, like, do you want to be part of Truth Bombs? Yes, I have a Truth Bomb for you.
I remember that call. Oh my gosh,
Yes. So your podcast came at the right time, and saying yes to you literally opened up so many other yeses. So you have to also show up, and when you go through the worst kind of thing, whatever, when you think it's the worst, trust me, it might not be.
Yeah.
I am not saying that this is going to be my full stop of the worst. I probably would go into my new venture when I'm ready and find something else that's my worst.
Yes.
It's important to have people, when they knock on your door, say, okay, I can do that, even when you don't know whether you're ready to do it. Yeah. And I like what somebody else said at your launch. Know when you are ready to tell your story.
Yes.
Know when you're ready to tell your story.
Knowing is so important.
And that was powerful for me, knowing that I'm ready now.
Yeah, it's your time.
I'm ready to
It's your time.
Yes.
So with that, and thank you for opening up to that degree. We very appreciative of that. I'm sure our listeners are going to be so appreciative of that, especially if there's someone out there that's experiencing exactly what you've just experienced in the last 7 months. So with that being said, what would you leave our viewers and our listeners with after you going through? What advice would you give them for your ordinary women out there, or your corporate women out there, or in any area? What advice would you give them going through the pits, basically, of depression and anxiety at this moment?
Try to always show up as yourself. It's important to show up as the best version of yourself that you can be on that day is the best version you can give the person. But if you feel that you can't, if you feel that today is not the day to be your best version of yourself, rather stay away from it, because what you don't want to do is come out as the worst version. You can't take it back. With the onset of social media and people, all the pictures, and people have their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you come out not feeling you're 100%, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to say the thing that's going to hurt you, and it's not my intention.
Yeah.
Know when you're stepping out to be the best version of yourself, and be kind. The thing is that,
most important,
please be kind, because you don't know what the next woman is going through, and you're a woman. Be kind. Be the person that will be there to be able to sit next to somebody and be silent and just wait. You cannot go to everybody and say, I know what you're going through, because you don't know what you're going through, what I'm going through. You can have said, I lost a brother, but I don't know how you feel losing a brother, or you've lost your mom.
Yeah.
I don't know if I lose my mom if I'm going to have the same thing.
Yes.
But being able to sit next to you and wait for you to bring your story. Listening. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just be there. Show up. But show up in the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ms. Mbaya, for sharing your heart and your soul with us. We really, again, appreciate it. But guys, this is not the end of Miss Sunday Mbaya. Stay tuned for our second segment, where we'll be talking interracial marriage and mum to boys, being married to a doctor and his beautiful hours, and so a little bit of juicy bits there as well. So guys, yet again, stay tuned. Truth bombs and hot flushes, where midlife gets real.
Super real.
Yes, very real, very, very real. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel to see our full versions of our episodes, and follow us on all social media platforms.
Thank you. Bye.